Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're looking into that huge cybersecurity breach back in April 2025, the one that hit the cooperative group, the co-op.
Right.
And our sources suggest this wasn't really about some super advanced hacking. It sounds more like, well, a failure of people and processes.
That's absolutely the core finding. And it wasn't just the co-op, remember? The NCSC and NCA investigations showed this was part of a bigger campaign.
Oh, yeah.
Marks and Spencer, Harrods, they were caught up in it too. And the fascinating part, the attackers didn't need some, zero-day exploit.
It's unknown vulnerability.
Exactly. They went after something much simpler, much older, exploiting human trust and established procedures.
Okay, let's dig into that, because the co-op did have technical defenses, right? So how do the attackers manage to just walk past them and get into those really sensitive databases, member info, transaction logs?
Well, the first door they opened was through pure social engineering. Their main goal wasn't breaking systems initially, it was getting data out by compromising credentials.
So not like a brute force attack.
No, not at all. They actually impersonated co-op employees. They used the right internal lingo, sounded legitimate, and basically talked IT help desk staff into resetting passwords for them.
Wow. But hang on, what about multi-factor authentication? Surely that should have stopped a simple password reset being enough.
Well, that's the crucial failure point. They did have MFA, but it was SMS-based, text message codes.
Which are known to be a bit shaky.
Exactly. The hackers used a classic SIM swap trick. They impersonated the real employee again, but this time to the phone company. Or perhaps they tricked the help desk again.
Okay.
They got the employee's phone number, ported over to a SIM card they controlled.
So when the system sent the MFA code via text,
It went straight to the hackers, bypassed the employee completely. That's the inherent weakness of MFA. It relies on the phone network, which, frankly, isn't the most secure thing.
right. So the help desk was kind of the unlocked window, but it was the lack of internal security doors that let them roam freely once inside.
You've got it. Once they had those initial credentials, they weren't contained. They found ways to escalate their privileges, move sideways, laterally, across the network.
Until they hit the crown jewels, the databases.
Precisely. It really exposed weaknesses way beyond just the help desk procedures. It was systemic.
And the cost. I mean,
Yeah.
the numbers are staggering. Reports mentioned over 200 million lost.
Yeah, 200 million. And that covers everything from the immediate system downtime, the massive forensic investigation needed, getting systems back online, remediation. It adds up incredibly fast.
Yeah, it's just a huge sum.
It is. And it points to maybe the biggest governance failure here. The co-op apparently didn't have comprehensive cyber insurance.
Really? For an organization that size?
Seems so. They had to absorb that entire 200 million cost directly. That's not just an IP failure. It's a massive miss in executive-level risk management. Not having that insurance buffer is quite something.
And beyond the money, think about the trust, Data Protection Act, GDPR violations. That's serious regulatory heat. But sources also mentioned the communication afterwards wasn't great.
That's right. The initial statements to the public, it seems, really downplayed how bad it was. They weren't fully transparent about the extent of the member data compromised. That kind of thing really damages trust, sometimes more than the breach itself.
It just goes to show, doesn't it? Even the basics matter.
Yeah.
Like that ICAEW advice cited, patch, 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 keep everything up to date.
Absolutely. It sounds simple, maybe even boring, but you can't chase sophisticated threats if your basic cyber hygiene, your foundation, isn't solid. Patching is fundamental.
Okay, so if the human element is consistently the weak link, what are the concrete steps organizations listening need to take? How do you build better layers of defense?
Well, first, we need to think beyond just the perimeter, the outer wall. It's about defense in depth. Step one has to be upgrading authentication.
Moving away from those SMS codes.
Immediately. Transition to genuinely phishing-resistant MFA. That means things like hardware security keys, like a YubiKey, or robust biometric systems. Things that can't just be intercepted via a SIM swap.
Makes sense. What's next?
Second, adopt a zero-trust architecture.
Right, zero trust. Can you quickly explain what that means for someone maybe not familiar?
Sure, it's basically a mindset shift. Never trust, always verify. It assumes that threats could already be inside your network. So every user, every device, every connection request has to be strictly verified every single time, regardless of whether it's coming from inside or outside.
Okay, so no more assumed trust just because you're on the internal network.
Exactly. And that works best with network segmentation, dividing your network into secure zones. So if a breach does happen in one area, zero trust and segmentation severely limit the attacker's ability to move laterally, like we saw with the co-op. It contains the damage.
Got it. And what about those help desk procedures?
They need hardening. Big time. Account recovery needs multiple steps, real-time checks, maybe even callbacks to pre-registered numbers, things that can't be socially engineered in a single interaction. And crucially, ongoing training.
Human firewall.
Yep. Regular, realistic social engineering drills. Red team exercises where you simulate attacks to test how staff actually respond under pressure. It's not a one-off training session. It has to be continuous.
So looking back at the co-op breach, it really underscores that this was as much, if not more, about organizational governance and process failure as it was about a specific technical vulnerability. Hackers target the human.
They always will. It's often the easiest way in. And that brings up a final thought for you, for everyone listening.
Cool.
Given that this attack campaign hit multiple retailers, it's likely they shared some common third-party vendors, maybe IT support, maybe infrastructure providers. So the question is, what specific vendor risk management steps do you need to put in place? How deeply are you auditing the security practices of your critical suppliers, especially those handling sensitive data or operations like help desks? Your supply chain is part of your attack surface.